Hello, let's play a bunch of New York Times games. But first, we need to reveal our dad joke of the day. The furniture store keeps calling me. All I wanted was a one-night stand. All right. Stop calling me. I just wanted the one-night stand. Our count is at 131. I would like to thank Sonalita for upgrading to Tier 2, which does increase the count by one. Also, Michelle M. upgrading to Tier 2. And Blitzfan for rejoining. So, at Tier 2. So, lots of Tier 2s, and that does bump our count very nicely. So, if you want to help us reach our goal for 200, you just have to hit that join button under the screen. And you get all sorts of nice perks. All right, I've talked about that before. Let's just go straight to connections. Finding 4 groups of 4. We've got Uber, Swan, Love, Vile, Goose, Google, Foul, Zoom. I mean, we've got like tech companies, but I don't know if it's that. Yahoo is a search engine. Siren, Mine. I don't know this word. Mayan. I hope it's a wordplay word. Dodo, Photoshop, Folk, Goof, and Awful. You know, awful. I know what awful means. It's like the discard of meat or something. I don't know. It's something disgusting relating to meat. But anyway, it sounds like the word awful. So we could be doing homophones here. And I wonder if this is mine or mean, like it could mean and awful. Like maybe that's what's going on here. We're homophones for someone who's nasty. So you're vile. Yeah, you're vile, you're mean, you're awful, and you're foul. So these are homophones of someone being nasty. That might be purple, it might not be. I'm going to lock it in. It is purple. Nice. I suspected purple, but I could see a blue doing that. All right. Now, we still have Yahoo and Google. It's kind of interesting. Like Uber, Zoom, Photoshop, all apps. Goose, Siren, Swan. So we have Goose and Swan. Birds, water birds. We have Goof. We have Dodo. These feel like they could be synonyms here. You're just someone who's just silly. You're a Dodo. You're a Goof. You're... I don't know what else we would use for that. Like Photoshop is like, what would it be besides the app? And we're not doing wordplay because I don't think Blue is going to do anything like ends in. So are we just apps? Like they do that in the crossword. Like these are just apps. And when apps is the answer, they'll list like Zoom and Photoshop or something. But the problem is, I don't see another app. Is Siren an app or something? Siren might be an app, but I can't say for sure. Technically, there is a Google app, but I'm not convinced they would make that an app. Goof. Folk is a kind of music. I don't think folk would go with Goof and Dodo, but I could be wrong. Siren, like the police siren or like sirens of the sea. Google, yeah. I don't think we've got search engines here, so I'm a little bit confused. Maybe these get split up. Oh, a Yahoo is someone who's silly. Shoot. So what's the other one? Maybe goose? Like you're a silly goose? Okay. In the phrase silly goose, goose. Okay. So these are like synonyms for someone being someone who's silly. That's probably yellow. Since I got purple first, I may as well try to get the reverse rainbow. You get extra points for it in the bot. But it's kind of fun to go for it. I'm not going to pull out my pen or anything, but we might as well try to figure out what the other categories are. Folk music, love music, I don't know. So we still have Photoshop, Uber, and Zoom, and I'm guessing Siren's an app. That would make Google, Folk, Swan, and Love. I don't know what those would do together. I mean, here's my thought. Like, these are literally brand names. Like, they don't mean anything else. Uber doesn't have to be a brand name. Uber can just mean above, right? Best, better. Zoom is certainly doesn't have to be the brand name. You can go fast or something. But I really don't know if Siren is an app. Love, folk. Is it like types? Like you got your swan song, you got a love song, you got a folk song, and you got a Photoshop song. Siren song. Okay, I think this has to be blue. Types of songs. It almost feels purple. Kinds of songs. Yeah, this is a very purpley category, but they had to make this one purple because it was homophones. I could see these being swapped though. That's interesting. So what is? I mean, we've got apps and we've got. So I guess what is the other app? Google. They're saying Google's an app. Okay. Um. So these four are apps, and these four are synonyms. Now, I am of the opinion that synonyms should always be the yellow category if they're the only synonyms. So I'm gonna make these apps, and they're probably gonna make that yellow, but they're wrong if it's yellow. Uh, companies that become verbs. Oh, that's what they've gone for. And then these are synonyms for someone who's silly, silly person. So I got the ranks reverse rainbow, but they labeled it the other way. Cool, close to reverse rainbow. I feel like I kind of did well on that puzzle. Eventually, I didn't see that these were used as a verb, but I mean obviously they are. I was thinking they're just apps. But you know what? This category is wrong. Photoshop is not a company. Adobe makes Photoshop. So the category is literally just not correct. I wonder if they're going to fix that. I do these the day before. They're going to get people writing in about that, and they're going to change the category title. So I'm leave a comment if they change the category title. They'll probably make it companies slash apps that have become verbs. Is Zoom the company and the app? That one I don't know. Zoom may just be a company that has the single app. All right, well, difficulty not too bad. But I kind of saw through these. I'm going to give it a 3. That's what they gave it. Okay, let's look at the picture. Oh, Swan Song. That kind of gives it away. But yeah, swans as musical notes. I like the art. That's neat. All right, the bot. Oh, oh, yikes. Okay, this one was hard. All right, 9% making no mistakes, 40% solve rate, 5 out of 5. Okay, well then, and I was sitting there trying to get a perfect reverse rainbow on it. I got a 98 out of 99 because I didn't quite get that reverse rainbow. All right, interesting that people are getting the apps first, and then they're getting the purple. So like, it's really even. So that this is an interesting puzzle considering the solve rate. But these are percentage of players who won, ignoring initial mistakes. So if you won, it's pretty even. Like you're gonna see them all. But look at ever. This may be the worst I've ever seen. This probably means 50%. Let's see, 40% of people got nothing on this puzzle. That is insane. Yeah, it had some nasty red herrings that send you down the wrong rabbit hole there. I wonder how many people chased a one away on like companies slash search engines slash apps, because you got Uber, Google, Zoom, Photoshop, Yahoo. That's enough to just chase a one away forever. Because if the thought process was likely, well, Google and Yahoo need to go together because they're search engines. So what else are we putting in there? And you're trying all these and you're making a bunch of mistakes. That would be my guess. We'll see that in the mistake category, but yeah, I mean, everything else is fairly low percentage. I mean, there's 6% of people who got only yellow, 4% only got purple, 4% only got blue. So I'm guessing that's what happened, but I don't know for sure. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Is Dodo an app or Google, Zoom, Yahoo, Photoshop? See, it's a bunch of categories that have Google and Yahoo. Look at this, 69%. Nice. did this red herring, and then Google and Yahoo are together. This one didn't even put Google and Yahoo together. It's just Goose, Google, Zoom, and Goof. Double O letters. Oh, interesting. There's a lot of double O words that people tried. Storybook bird, swan, goose, siren, dodo. I'm thinking swan, goose, dodo is a bird red herring, and they didn't know what else to put in there, so they tried siren, even though sirens are not birds. Unless there is a kind of bird called a siren, in which case I'm ignorant of that. All right. What are people confidently locking in first? The birds. Trying to put Google and Yahoo together. Seeing purple. See, I believe that. I think a lot of people got purple first by saying, what the heck is awful doing there? Saying it out loud and going, what's mean doing here? What's awful doing here? And going, okay, mean and awful. And exactly what I did. And then blue first, and then yellow first. So yeah, there's so many red herrings on the apps. I kind of just ignored them until I had more information. Cool. Well, interesting game today. How'd you do? Let's do the mini crossword. Helpful things. Helpful things. It would end in S probably. Pale shade of yellowish white. Like egg. No, not egg. I was thinking eggshell. I don't know what they want. Spiritual leader whose name translates to my teacher. Rabbi, maybe? Rabbi fits, but so would why can I never remember the Muslim one? Anyway, let's see if rabbi works. With 9 across parallel bars. Okay, we're gonna have to get the downs. Units of farmland or acres. Dweller in the country where the Tigris and Euphrates meet. I don't know. Fix as glitchy software. Debug. Longtime Alabama football coach Nick. No idea. $1 million informally. A mill. Helpful things. AIDS. Pale shade of yellowish white. Cream. Okay. With 9 across parallel bars. Is this the kind of... I wanted to put song but not have a G there. Sage. I don't know. Dweller. Oh, this would be irony. Is this not mill? I feel like it's got to be mill. The M and the I are right. And parallel bars. Is it some kind of sign? Maybe it's Iraqi. It's equal sign. Okay. Ooh, kind of a tough one. I didn't know Saban. I didn't know Nick Saban. I bet people who follow football would know. Well, college football. Is it college football? Is it college football or professional football? When they say Alabama, I don't know. They could be either, I guess. Probably professional then. I don't know. They would know Nick Saban, and then that makes it a little bit easier to finish the puzzle. But and filling Iraqi instead of Irani would help a lot. All right. Anyway, how'd you do? Let's do strands. Today's theme is it could be verse. A verse, like a verse of a song. Poetry. Poetry is probably your spanagram. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, no, what do I know about poetry? You're about to find out. Okay. So what are we trying? Like, what about poetry are we trying to talk about here? Like meter, rhythm. Is that the kind of thing? I know foot is from poetry. From Crosswords. We're talking about Rick here. Or are these like poetic words? Maybe words you'd find frequently in poetry. I haven't found a word yet. We got Chad in here. So Chad and Rick are appearing in the puzzle. What's this? What is this K doing? Give a GY here. Elegy. Okay, elegy would make sense. That's kind of like maybe they're kinds of poems. Ooh, what's this U doing? It's starting or ending the word. Oh, haiku. Right across the top. Nice. Yeah, these are types of poems. Ballads. And epic poems. All right. How many kinds of poems do I know? I might have already exhausted it. You've got, I mean, the Shakespeare poems are soliloquies. So, no, they're not called soliloquies, are they? What? Shakespeare wrote a bunch of them. In the Bible, there's like the songs of Solomon and the songs of David. Those are poetry, but no. America, the America poetry. There's 3 words left. Uh-oh. Acrostic? Acrostic might be a... Is it just crosstick? I know there's something like that. Acrostic? It was acrostic. Okay. I should have done my first instinct. This word, like, I saw it and I was like, I've heard that word maybe once. I don't know what it means, but it seems to be a word. Anyway, you have words like that where it's like, yeah, you're right. I think that's a word. How about an email poem? Limerick? Limerick. And a sonnet. Sonnet is the Shakespeare one. Okay. I found it. Okay. It could have been verse. Let's pull up the bonus wheel. All right, what are we playing today? Spin, spin, spin. Looks like we're playing Symbol. I do not mind playing Symbol. One of my favorites. All right. Suggested by Sunflower in Blue. Let us load it up. All right, here is Symbol. I always start with Blaze. I'll tell you why. The point is to have some common letters, a slightly uncommon letter that 50% of the time B starts at the beginning. So if it's going to be somewhere, it's going to be at the beginning usually. And a letter that we can just assume is not in the word, the Z. So we just have one heart at the start. So we could try a word starting with B. That's completely reasonable. In fact, I think I usually follow this up with bound. Or we could easily be starting with an L, an A, or an E. You know what? We just did like poetry stuff, so why don't I just do lyric, which is a fun word, and see what that does. So the point here is that this could be a yellow, which means a different letter in the word goes in that spot. So we're moving the L there. All right, so it's not an L there, but we have a new symbol here. And if we're assuming this is the yellow, then we would need this I to be here. The other options, we start with B, and then we would need this letter to be like an R or a C. I mean, it could just be, it can't be brick. Can't be block. Okay, maybe it can't be this. So the other option is we would start with an A or an E. I mean, we could start with Z, but I'm not going to. The whole point is to assume there's no Z. We can start with A or E and then have an I here, which seems reasonable. What is there a word? Ashen? I think that's EN. That's definitely EN. Okay, so not ashen. Aspen, I think, is also EN. What goes I? Without IC, I think it's tough. Admit does it. Yeah. Oh. I was about to celebrate getting another 3. All right, it's admin. There we go. Okay. Darn, lost that 50-50. Phew. Okay, that was good logic. I enjoyed that. Did not start with B. Yeah. Cool. Well, hope you enjoyed Symbol. Those are the games for this video. If you'd like to watch Wordle, you can click at the end of this video. It'll take you right there. I also have a pinned comment with all of the videos I created today. Maybe you want to check those out if you got some time. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.